Hi, I'm Danny P, and today we're making stuffed peppers. Woo! Welcome to the show. We're going to walk you through step by step what you're going to need to make stuffed peppers beautiful. You're going to need some ground beef or ground turkey, whatever kind of ground meat you want. You're going to need some green peppers, washed, cleaned up real nice. Some rice, day-old preferred. Got your diced tomatoes and some tomato sauce and a couple of spices and seasonings and things like that. So first thing you want to do, you want to make sure all your green peppers are washed. You're going to cut them up real nice. So you get them cut up. Take them over here. You know, you cut a green pepper. We can cut these in half, or you can just take out the seeds. You want to make sure there's absolutely no seeds in this thing. Some people leave the pepper just like this, and they fill it up, and they make it like its own little vessel. What works a little bit better is if you cut the pepper in half, and that makes it kind of like a boat or a shell, so to speak. You can get more meat in there anyway. So here we go. Cut them up. Green peppers, sliced and washed. Now we're ready to move on to our next step. We're going to take these green peppers. We're going to put it in a pot of boiling water. But we're only going to put it in for like 2 or 3 minutes, just enough to really soften the skin, kind of get things going. This is like a half cook, if you will. So we're going to take these, gently place them into your water. Again, it should cover up. They'll try and float on you, but you just want to steam them for a little bit. And while those are working, we're going to start getting ready for our mixture. We're going to find the most giant pot in the entire kitchen with a lid. One's right here. What we're doing right now is just finishing browning the ground beef. Make sure you flavor it up a little bit. Now you're probably wondering what flavors, what seasonings you're talking about. Well, we always start with the old number one, Lowry seasoned salt. This stuff makes everything taste better. You got to have the Lowry's anytime you're working on something beefy like this. So we go ahead and add that generously. Now, some people in the family really don't like onions, like at all. They don't like onions one bit. So instead, we use onion salt. Gives a little bit of the taste, none of the texture. You don't have to worry about that. And little kids picking through it going, I see an onion, I won't eat it. No, none of that. None of that. And then just a touch of garlic salt, just a little bit. Yes, more salt. It's good for you. Drink water, it'll be fine. No worries. Remember, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So let's have fun and make the food taste good, huh? All right, so you add that flavor, get it going, mix it around. Just keep browning it. Keep browning it. One thing I like to do while the meat's getting done, stand around and do nothing for a couple minutes, just go ahead and pop open a nice fresh Diet Coke for my mandated 5-minute stand here and look at this break. Crispy. Love it. Absolutely love it. One thing you're going to notice is when you get a couple of pounds of ground beef here, you're going to notice there's a lot of fat and grease in here. So what I like to do is I like to pour it onto one side, take a paper towel, sop up as much as I can. As much as you want to. Some people might like that. Some people say where there's fat, there's flavor. I couldn't agree more, but this is grease. And it's a little different. So again, just sop it up as best you can. All right, what you want to do next, you've got your beef still cooking. It's been 3 minutes. We're going to go ahead and pull these peppers out, and we're just going to set them upright in a pan. We got to make 8 of these fit. That'll be fun. And again, you don't want to fully cook these things. You just want to get them nice and soft. So they're ready to go in the oven after you fill them up with all the stuff. Nice and easy, okay? There we go. Our beef mixture's coming along. Should be good there. So we got our peppers. We got our beef mixture. Beef's just about cooked. Even if it's not cooked quite all the way, at this point you're gonna put it in the oven anyways. So you want it to look just about like that, most of the way done. Now we're gonna add and incorporate a couple things. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take these diced tomatoes, 1 can diced tomatoes, and the juice from that can. Just gonna go ahead. You're gonna dump that right in there. Okay, so you got a little bit of tomatoes. There's 1, and that's not enough, so we're gonna add obviously a can of sauce. And depending how much ground beef you use, you wanna make sure you kind of eyeball it to make sure you've got the right ratio. Usually it's a can a pound. I did 2 pounds of beef. But you want to have a little bit more liquid in here because you're going to be adding some rice. And even though the rice is day old and cooked, it might still absorb a little bit. You want to make sure you don't have this thing being dry. So I'm going to grab 1 extra can. Then I'm going to add some rice and stir it up. That's better. All right. So we did 1 can of dice, 2 cans of sauce. We're just going to tinker with this a little bit. Stir it up, look for the consistency, make sure it's looking good. This is about what it should look like after you add in your cans and your meat. We're adding approximately a cup of rice. Okay, 1.5 cups. We're gonna let that just soak in. Take up the rest of the mixture and moisture that's in the pan. So we're gonna get that. Just slowly blend it, incorporate it. You can bury it down to the bottom if you want, just push it down. Drown it, so to speak. It'll pop back up, no worries. Then give it a good mix, just a good stir. If you wanted to flavor this up even more and make it spicy, you could add some green tomatoes and chilies to this. I know some people do that. Spice is a good thing. Some people don't like spice. So we're gonna keep it just like this. All right, we're gonna cover it, let it go for about 10 minutes, just to absorb as much of that as we can. Let the flavors come together, and then we'll spoon it and scoop it. Oh, no. You want one too? Cheese. Everybody. All right, the beef mixture is done. Looking beautiful. I'm being supervised by my 4-legged friends. It is time now to incorporate this mixture into the peppers. You want to take your peppers and put them into a nice pan like this. And what I like to do is I like to coat each pepper with just a little bit of mozzarella cheese. Just a little bit. Kind of holds together. We're going to put cheese on top too, but I want to make sure that these things are nice and cheesy. It's going to melt anyway, it's fine. All right, once you've got a little bit of cheese, kind of a base there, you scoop up some of this mixture and you just start pouring it in. You're gonna spoon it in to each pepper. So you get a good amount on there. Just gonna flatten it out a little bit, pack it down, and then you come back with a top coat and you spoon some more. Now, we're not done with these. We're gonna put these in the oven. We want to spoon it up, make it real nice, flatten it off. Try not to get them in the bottom of the pan. It's okay if you do, but you want this stuff inside the peppers in the beginning. It's going to be a mess later on, so don't even worry about it. But you want to try and keep it somewhat neat from the start if you can, before it goes awry. All right, so I'm going to pack all these down a little bit. By the way, if you've watched this far, throw me a like and a follow. It'd be great. Subscribe. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to put hats on these. We're going to go ahead. We're going to, oh, did I drop one accidentally? Look, I'm dropping another one. Accidentally. It happens. That's right. It happens. There you go. Our beef mixture has been finished. Our peppers were in the pan. We took spoonfuls of the beef mixture and we just top it off. We filled up each pepper. This is the middle. I put a little mozzarella in the middle. And then I go ahead and I put just a little bit of a topper on each one. And then guess what we're going to do on top of that? More mozzarella cheese. It's going to be great. I know I've got a couple of four-legged fans that are really looking forward to this. And you might notice, hey, Danny, there's a lot of mixture left over. What are you going to do with that? I know somebody who lives in this house who eats that stuff without even having any peppers. Doesn't even need she doesn't need the peppers. So now I come right here, give it a little topper of mozzarella, kind of a mozzarella hat, if you will. We'll get that taken care of. Why mozzarella? Well, mozzarella goes good with the mixture we got going on here. If you add ingredients to your stuffed peppers, maybe a little bit more of a southern flair, you might want to use a different kind of cheese. Maybe your Monterey Jack cheese or whatever kind of cheese, 3-cheese Mexican blend, whatever kind of cheese you want. It's your house. You got to eat it. You don't get to eat this one. But this is what this should look like when they're done. Nice and easy. And now we're going to put it in the oven, about 350. But before I do it, I have to, I got to pay the tax. There you go. There's the tax. All right, back. Hot. Should be done in about a half hour. Then we'll check it out. See you then. Smells great in here. Let's check it. See how we're doing. Woo-hoo-hoo! They're looking good. All right. Oh, yeah. Those look amazing. Come here, check this out. Looks pretty good. Let's cut it open, see what we got going here. From my kitchen to yours. Bon appetit.